People across the world admire a celebrity's sudden rise to fame. From entrepreneurial magnates, superb theatrical talents, and athletes redefining the way sports are played for future generations. Alongside of this fame usually follows an incredible amount of money, which is needed to support their glamorous lifestyles. Today, we take a look at 5 celebrities who've used their platform to grow their personal brands. Number 5 on our list, Kevin Durant. As many viewers might know, Durant is a 12-year NBA veteran. He's considered one of the best players in the world and is most certainly compensated as one. This past offseason, the 6'11 sniper inked a 4-year contract worth up to an estimated $164 million with the Brooklyn Nets. Durant is a 2-time NBA champion and Finals MVP who's raked in a number of awards such as 4 scoring titles, 2 Olympic gold medals, Rookie of the Year, a regular season MVP, and even received All-NBA honors 8 times, cementing his spot as one of the most skilled players to ever lace them up. Durant endured heavy criticism after his decision to leave his first team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, during the 2016 offseason for the Golden State Warriors. But for him, it was a business decision. His goal was to win an NBA title, and he eventually would get a hold of 2 playing for the Warriors, along with winning Finals MVP in consecutive seasons. In addition to the trophies and glory he found playing for the Warriors, Durant struck other gold mines. Silicon Valley. Just south of the San Francisco Bay Area is Silicon Valley, home to many highly educated entrepreneurs who specialize in building technology companies. The Bay Area became the birthplace for many large companies like Uber, Twitter, and Pandora. In 2017, Durant would go on to found 35 Ventures with his partner Rich Kleiman to act on this opportunity. 35 Ventures is a venture capital fund. VC funds, as they're often called, typically raise money from high net worth individuals and institutions. These funds look to provide some sort of value to help that startup grow, often giving the company direct access to their expanded network. They interact a lot with businesses that are just starting out, and when they make the right investment, they can receive millions of dollars in return. The goal of taking such heavy risk is to see financial gains over time, and if they can invest early enough, the returns can be promising. Since inception, databases suggest Durant and Rich have made over 8 total investments, which we could soon see add to the wealth that Durant already possesses from basketball. The sport of boxing has produced some of the most famous and controversial athletes of all time. Their superstars are synonymous with boxing. Just say names like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, or Floyd Mayweather, and people everywhere know you're referring to superstardom. Growing in popularity across the world, fighters are now beginning their careers and going professional at ages as young as 16. But with varying career trajectories, as we've seen some professionals walk away at 26 years old and others retiring at 51. While career earnings for some of the best boxers have surpassed well over $100 million, some have not stashed enough under the old mattress to be financially secure. Number 4 on our list is former heavyweight boxing champion George Foreman. Foreman uncovered a gold mine after launching his now famous range of barbecue grills back in 1994 during his second boxing comeback. The grills are very affordable, beginning as low as $19.99, and they're constructed of some of the highest quality materials. In 1997, Foreman decided to hang up the gloves for good. His entrepreneurial spirit created a grilling product so welcomed by the market that it developed into a hugely successful business. By 1999, he sold the IP of his grill firm to the cookware giant Salter for $138 million. At the end of it all, the former champion has earned $200 million from the business, surpassing his total earnings brought home from inside the ring. Acting is a vast landscape filled to the brim with different notable celebrities, all with unique and interesting personalities. This diversity in terms of personality has led to plenty of peculiar and unpredictable actions taken by a myriad of celebrities in Hollywood. These include all sorts of things like Shia LaBeouf's episodes and Robert De Niro driving people around in a taxi. The unique environment of Hollywood starts to relate to the topic of the video when you start looking at actors who have expanded their careers from just acting. While there are a few actors and actresses who've done this, none are as notable as our third celebrity, Jessica Alba. Alba took some time off from the big screen to introduce a healthier drink for consumers. This company is currently rising all over the world, and it's known as Honest Tea. Early in her career, she starred in hit movies like The Eye, which got her to the point where she was financially secure. She continues to act on top of it, but her main focus is on her company. So far, Honest Tea has been incredibly successful and has brought Jessica Alba from just slight movie fame to being renowned worldwide for her business venture. Currently, she's estimated to be worth an insane $340 million, and a lot of it's from Honest Tea. Since the company has surpassed the billion-dollar valuation, she's also well known for her charity, as she's used her platforms as a way to raise money and support for many different noble causes. Arguably the most temporary profession, specializing in making people laugh is no easy task. After using stand-up comedy to evolve his career, celebrity number 2 was taking home awards for both producing shows and acting in them too. Larry David, the Brooklyn-born comedian and famed co-creator of Seinfeld and inventor of Curb Your Enthusiasm, saw a different opportunity unfold before his eyes. You see, for David, he actually kicked off his career in the same industry he would eventually make it big in, but within a different vertical. His story began while attending the University of Maryland, where he developed his unique perspective on life and discovered that he was very good at one thing: making people laugh. While living in the Manhattan neighborhood, Hell's Kitchen, David worked many odd jobs to make ends meet. While attempting to become a comedian, he was also a part-time store clerk, historian, and limousine driver. It was 1980 when David's talents were becoming noticed. He landed a gig at the Manhattan Plaza that was coincidentally being hosted by fellow comedian Kevin Kramer. After a stellar performance, David and Kramer would eventually become close friends. So close, in fact, that the two would become neighbors in the same apartment building, on the same floor. David's first taste of fame would come as both a writer and cast member for ABC's short-lived show, Fridays. After jumping ship to Saturday Night Live in 1984 and experiencing another brief scriptwriting stint, David wanted to call it quits. But after listening to the advice of his good friend, old Kramer, he found himself getting involved in a then-small sitcom, Seinfeld. David now found himself as the head writer, which would eventually lead him to winning 2 Primetime Emmy Awards in 1993. After defining his career as a head writer and taking home a few awards along the way, David went on to launch his own sitcom, in which he also starred. Curb Your Enthusiasm was born in 1999 and earned him an exclusive partnership with HBO. Curb would eventually land David his very own Golden Globe, while also receiving over 30 Primetime Emmy nominations. The hit sitcom just launched their 10th season this year. But get this, from Seinfeld alone, David earned an estimated $800 million from their syndication deal with Columbia TriStar, merchandise sales, and salary. After Netflix won the bidding war for rights to air Seinfeld on their streaming platform for 2021, David added roughly another $75 million to his net worth. His own show, however, has so far earned him an estimated $30 million plus. Unfortunately, all the success was cut short as his net worth was cut in half by a nasty divorce. While we should see him to make money off passive income, this has hurt his net worth significantly. Last but definitely not least, at number 1, we have Kanye West, rap sensation turned world fashion icon. The story of Kanye begins in the mid-2000s when he released his debut solo album, College Dropout, to mass critical acclaim. People all over the world were starting to support his music, and before he knew it, he'd released several more albums like Graduation and 808s and Heartbreak. Both of these exploded, and he found himself possessing a newfound fortune as well as a large platform to express his ideas. While he's used his platform to express different and controversial statements over his career, I would argue that the number one thing that he's used for it is fashion. Since day one, Kanye has been super into fashion. By 2006, he was getting a lot of buzz for the things he was choosing to wear, like the suit he wore for the Grammys. Using his massive momentum in the hip-hop world in combination with the traction he was gaining from his fashion statements, he started collaborating with fashion companies to make designer clothing that he loved. It started with a small release with companies like Bathing Ape and Louis Vuitton, but finally reached a point of huge success with his collaboration with Nike and the release of Air Yeezys 1. He would go on to drop more shoes with Nike, like the Air Yeezys 2 and the Red Octobers. The tension between Nike and Kanye would actually rise during this time, and the Red Octobers were released somewhat controversially. As he kept dropping more and more albums while continually growing a larger and larger fan base, he shocked the world in late 2013 by signing with Adidas. And the story has been the same ever since. He dropped one of the most successful shoe lines of all time with the Yeezys, all while going on to drop massively successful albums in the meantime. Kanye fits the definition of a celebrity who's had success in two categories, and because of it, he's managed to accrue a net worth of $1.3 billion. The shocking thing is, he doesn't even plan to stop anytime soon. So who knows how much more money he could gather over the next few years through both hip-hop and fashion. Like this video? Don't forget to subscribe for more content.